There's this big headline I've been seeing all over the place, and it's about Netflix doubles down on blockbusters. This was on LinkedIn that I saw it, by Laura Entis, editor of LinkedIn News. Netflix has developed a reputation for its volume of original content rather than any of its movies' individual reach. But the streaming service is recalibrating its approach, per a report in Bloomberg, paring down the number of annual releases in order to develop more hits like Red Notice, the company's most watched film. Wow. The shift prioritizes developing fewer films that can appeal to large audiences, with critical acclaim and awards being of lesser importance. Wow. Red Notice, but despite its popularity, has a 37% on movie review site Metacritic. What do I think about this? But before we get into that, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. It really pushes this video out in the algorithm and encourages me to make more videos. This video is brought to you by Brand Video Pro. We help brands and influencers scale their influence and sales. So if that is useful to you, head on over to our website, click the link down below, and find out how we can help you. You can book a one-on-one consultation with me. You could order our online course teaching you all about this stuff, content creation and all of that. I don't know if this is a good idea, as long as they continue to output as many series as possible, because personally, I understand why they would do this, because I don't think I go to Netflix to watch movies. I really don't. I go to Netflix to watch series. That's why I am on Netflix. So as long as they can maintain the quantity of series that they have, maybe even increase that, and then focus on these like big, massive blockbusters, it makes sense. Because I don't think, when you think about it, original Netflix movies, they probably don't do that well. And there's so many competitors with high quality content. Disney, HBO Max, so many high quality, platforms. So I understand why having this blockbuster approach with content is going to be a good thing, because that's kind of like taking the HBO Max model or taking the Disney model, and Netflix has the money to do that. So I think it actually could be a good strategy, so long as they either increase or maintain the number of series that they have on the platform, because I think most people go on Netflix to watch their series, and that's what keeps you there, right? So that's the first thing that I think. The next thing that I think that is it a dangerous move? Is it dangerous? Because one of the reasons why I was saying this in another video, that like, even though I don't watch Netflix, I have my Netflix account open annually, just all the time. I'm paying $9.99. I might not go on the platform for like 3 months, but I'm still paying them $9.99 every month. And that's because no matter what, well, I guess I'm not the only person on my Netflix, but no matter what, I just know that I'm always going to find something to watch if I go on Netflix. So I just pay them regardless, because there's always some hype around some piece of Netflix content that people are talking about. And even though I have the curiosity, I just often don't have the time to go sit and watch it, but I just have my Netflix open. It's about their quantity approach. So I think it's interesting now that they're changing it to quality approach. And here's why I think it actually might work. Because there's a lot of quantity that's already on Netflix that people haven't even watched yet. It might not be new, but if they focus on quality, they have enough of a library that people can still have something to watch. That there are movies that came out 7 years ago. Not 7, okay, that's dramatic. But there are movies that came out five or so years ago that are still on my to watch list, or my watch list, and I still haven't watched it yet. It's just there. So there's just so much content on Netflix. So that's why I think that they're doing this, because now they focused on quantity. They have all the quantity. They have the ability to buy the quantity from emerging markets. I think that this also is their US strategy, not their international strategy, because they have so much international content. Netflix has really allowed us around the world to be able to consume, or to even want to consume, international content like Squid Game, Nollywood movies, Bollywood movies. It's because of Netflix that these have become cultural phenomenons in the US and around the world, because they were popular on Netflix. So Netflix still has that model for the international, and they're dominating those international markets. So now when it comes to the US, they want to compete with the big guys, with the Disneys, with the HBO Max. They're saying, Netflix is basically saying, we have everything down and you guys aren't going to win this game. We are the winners. And honestly, I will say that Netflix is still the winners, because why on earth is HBO Max not in the metaverse? Why is Disney Plus not in the metaverse? Why is Hulu not in the metaverse? But Netflix is in the metaverse. YouTube is in the metaverse. Big tech is in the metaverse. And that is Netflix's approach of saying that we might not have quality, but we will work harder than you. We will produce more than you. We will have better distribution than you. And the fact that Disney isn't in the metaverse yet and HBO Max is not in the metaverse yet, that is so confusing to me, because it just shows that their strategy with tech or big tech or across the internet is just so far behind. And that is where Netflix has a competitive edge, and that's where they're going to win, because they are everywhere around the world, in every region, in every country, and they're also in the metaverse. And I think that's why Netflix is not worried about what Disney's doing. It's not worried about what Hulu's doing. It's not worried about what HBO Max is doing. And the funny thing is, like, I feel like these companies kind of tried to bully Netflix out of the US market, which kind of forced Netflix to sort of recalibrate and change its strategy and go worldwide and go everywhere. But it worked. And now Netflix has proven that it is here to stay. Disney is not going to push it out of the market. Nobody's going to push it out of the market. Netflix is here to stay. And hey, let's just put it this way. There's enough room at the top for everyone. Because people always want to make it seem like it's a competitive space. We don't want to monopolize cinema. We don't want everything to be only on Netflix. We want it everywhere. And Netflix is kind of saying, because everyone talks crap about Netflix movies. Yeah, well, blah, blah, blah. Sure, Netflix, you're everywhere, but your movies suck. Well, Netflix is like, well, we're about to beat Disney with our movies. How about that? What are you going to do? And it is what it is. So anyway, Netflix didn't pay me to say this. They didn't pay me to say this. I'm always going to see all sides. I made another video talking about how amazing HBO Max is. So I'm going to give you all different perspectives, but I'm just trying to show what Netflix's perspective could be based on like what my insight is, right? Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. My name is Kenim, and see you next time. Peace.